Hey everybody, and welcome to A Healing Wild Ride with Steve-O. This week we've got Mike Majlak, and man, is he open about his struggles and his journey to try to improve himself, man. Wow, does this get raw and vulnerable and crazy. And you know what else? I am taking this country by storm with my new Super Dummy Tour. In October, I'm doing a blast up the West Coast. In November, I'm just clobbering Middle America. And I got a little baby run in December of like some old Southern country boy spots. So get your tickets at steveo.com for the Super Dummy Tour. You're not going to believe how insane it is. And let's get into some self-improvement with Mike Majlak. Whew. Ladies and gentlemen, people of the universe, I bring to you Mike Majlak.
That intro and like someone having to see that and be like, damn, I was expecting much more than that with the way that he primed it up.
No way, dude.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me, bro.
And I said that right, Majlak?
Yeah, you nailed it.
Because I've heard other people say Majlak.
No, Jay's silent. It's of Hungarian descent, from what I understand. I did a 23andMe recently, and it came back as, I think there was like some Romanian in it. Huh. So, which, I don't know. I don't know much about those countries out there, but either way, I'm pretty happy with the outcome. What
are you the majority of?
57. Oh, he pulled up this. See that you have a producer in your Breaking Bad van. Slavic and Old Polish. Butterfingers. It means Butterfingers.
Wait, you do not know that?
I didn't know any of this. This is why it's so important to have producers on the show. I'm 57% Italian.
Huh. Okay.
I'm 57% Italian.
Fazul.
And the other 8% that makes up the Butterfingers.
Wow, amazing!
You nailed it. You nailed the pronunciation. Thanks for having me on. And in the back of your bang bus. It's a privilege, bro. Honestly,
yeah.
I mean it, dude.
For sure, dude. We've been dying to do this for a long time, man. And we had plans to do it for a long time, and here we are. And on short notice this time around, it's much appreciated. So this, I remember seeing that. You bought a house, like not that long ago, right?
Yeah, I bought a house here in the hills of LA about two years ago, a little over 2 years ago. Realized the dream, or so I thought.
Okay. What do you mean by so you thought?
High interest rate loan.
I actually got a great loan. I got in right before the rates went up. I'm weary that a lot of things nowadays that are talked about online are talking points of either the right, left, whatever, but at least some portion of the machine as we see it, this divisive, rocket ship that has made us all hate each other over the past several years. And I was always thinking that every time I saw California is going down the shitter, I was like, oh man, this is like some sort of talking point. Like they're lying to us. They want us to move to the red states. There's some real problems in California right now. Some real issues. I can't get into specifics, but I've dealt with some real traumatic issues.
Since living here,
just since being in LA over the past couple of years, I actually had to use my my handgun.
Really?
I didn't have to use it, but I had to wield it to go up against some bad guys.
This far up the Hollywood Hills, you got people coming in?
It wasn't here. It wasn't at the house, but it was. Long story short, I've dealt with some stuff since being here, and I think it's a result of, not to get political right off the bat, but of just some really shitty leadership and policy here.
Like Gavin Newsom's a complete idiot.
Hey man, that dude does not know what the fuck is happening in this state. It is disgusting. California, as I said earlier, has been the dream for so many people. It is the most, I don't care where you are, it is the most beautiful state in this country. It is stunning. You go up the coast of California, you go to
Big
Sur. you go to even the Bay. You come down to Los Angeles to the beaches. The potential for this town and the history, the culture that exists here is such a wonderful thing, and to see it squabbled by these shitty policymakers it's really sad. It's really, really sad.
I moved to Tennessee, dude.
Congrats, bro.
Yeah.
Congrats. How are you liking it?
I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah. Whereabouts are you?
I'm
without spilling too much.
Yeah, I'm in the Nashville area.
Got it. I know there's some big old farmhouses out
crazy.
there and
Acres.
Yeah, I got a buddy up in Franklin, or is that where it is? Something like
Franklin
that.
is where all the fancy celebrities live.
Yeah.
I live in a town that no celebrities live in.
That seems like the right play for you, bro.
Yeah, and I love it.
Because are you a celebrity?
I mean,
you are obviously, but like, what
defines a celebrity?
Yeah, I mean,
You getting photos taken with you in public? Yeah. You been on movies and TV? Yeah. You're recognizable? Yeah.
A famous person. Yeah, I guess so. All three of us.
The state of being well known. Yeah, he's a celebrity.
Yeah. Well, I keep my life pretty. I don't make a big deal out of stuff. I'm stoked to. I just love it there. I really love it in Tennessee. I wasn't even prepared for how much I was going to love it.
I was just there. I was there I commentate a new combat league called Karate Combat.
Oh, wow.
And it's like a real fearsome, pure Karate Combat league. And I comment with George St. Pierre,
nice.
GSP, and also Boss Rutan. These two, incredibly well-known martial arts experts. It's in this pit. Have you seen this?
Yeah, I think they even reached out to Steve to commentate. He just wasn't there at the last event.
We'd love to have you at one of them. The next one's in Singapore, but you probably won't want to go to that one. But we just did one recently in Nashville. Hawk Tua girl was there, as well as I got to commentate with RFK Jr. for a couple minutes, which was really cool. And I really did enjoy Nashville a lot. I'm going back there soon. We could get deep, I guess, right off the bat. I'm gonna go do an inpatient program there.
For sex addiction?
Well, that's one of them for sure. It's not. I'm actually doing pretty good on the sex side. It's called On-Site. It's a mental health retreat. It's like a 4-day thing.
Okay.
I heard about. I had the pleasure of spending some time with Jelly Roll over the past.
He's the best.
Bro. I mean, dude, like the positivity that he just spews and I've had a really long road with mental illness and anxiety and OCD and depression, and it was one of the things that I self-medicated with heroin for a long time and other drugs. Jelly's been on that same kind of journey, and from what he's told me, this retreat is like life-changing. So you go for 4 days, they take your phone, you basically lock in one-on-one with a trauma expert that's kind of brought out just for you. And you have no phone. You just lock the fuck in and start to address some of those demons that, as you boys know, manifest themselves in different ways in your life. And for me, that's it. They've wreaked havoc on everything, on romantic relationships, on business, on my self-esteem, my confidence. A lot of that suppressed, unresolved trauma from the past and from the present, stuff that still happens, like. Trying to give a police report after pulling your handgun on 4 masked dudes, like it felt like I was back on the streets again, trying to, tell a story. I couldn't even really produce the words. That the adrenaline dump from that type of trauma that we've all seen, and what that does to your brain. You gotta go and you gotta process that stuff.
Crazy what trauma can do to the brain, indeed. I wonder if it's a cause of men losing their hair. Who knows? But some men lose hair and then they want to shave their head every single day. I haven't really lost a lot of hair, but I want to shave my head every single day. And thank God for Manscaped and their new product, the Dome Shaver. Are you kidding me? You got 5 rotary blades with like 9,500 like RPM power. And it comes in this cool box. And here we go, man. Like, I mean, boom. There you have it. Shaving your head perfectly smooth has never been easier, and you don't have to worry about nicks and cuts or anything, thanks to the Dome Shaver from Manscaped. So you bald bastards, if you want to get 20% off plus free shipping, you go to manscaped.com and use the promo code Stevo. It's that simple. And literally, I just love shaving my head. It's so easy. Thank you, Manscaped. And everybody, go to manscaped.com. Use the promo code Stevo to get 20% off plus free shipping. Now, let's get back to it.
For sure.
Because otherwise it just sits there deep in your soul and it destroys your life. And so I'm finally now taking a step back from the million things that I do and saying, like, I'm tired of feeling like this, bro. I don't want to feel like this into my 40s. I want to understand what happiness feels like and what it feels like to be fulfilled and have some level of peace of mind. And so that's what I'm after now. Right now.
Yeah, because you're a pretty mellow guy. Like when you were growing up, like with the childhood trauma, were you the type of kid to like keep it all in and just hold it in, and finally you explode and it's just no stopping you?
I just started talking about it recently. I wrote a little bit about it in my book. I brought my book along.
Yeah, and the Fifth Vital.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's a wild one. It actually is just getting optioned for a movie now, biopic, a movie. It's just this roller coaster ride of OxyContin, heroin addiction, living on the East Coast. That book has sold hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of copies.
Wow.
One of the highest rated books on Amazon and Audible, and is the only thing that's really produced people coming up to me crying, as opposed to like, hey, we loved your Mike Tyson interview or your Donald Trump interview. Like, yo, you made me understand why my mom took her own life. You made me understand why I lost my brother to overdose. You made me understand X, Y, why I do these things to myself. Like you save my life, change my life, whatever. And this is what keeps me going. This is the most important thing. So regarding the early stuff, I mean, I hadn't even talked about it late, up until recently, but I grew up in a house watching my parents put hands on each other, put hands on us. And I infamously had them on a Jeff FM episode recently where they denied this. But like we know what we saw.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't blame them. I'm not mad at anybody, but like, man, that type of stuff at an early age, at 8, at 9, divorce at 14, straight into opiates for 10 years, like, there's a lot of missing development and a lot of missing like stuff that I need to do in my life. And
like healthy boundaries for one.
Yeah. I'm a sicko, bro. I really am. I still am. Because you've done the work. You've done the work, and I haven't done the work. I just got clean, which is a step. But like,
Well, so you're saying that you like didn't work the 12 steps? And
I haven't
all
done
that?
shit.
You just got sober, so like all the stuff that you were covering up, you're not covering up anymore, but you don't know how to deal with it or process
Well, I'm
things.
still probably covering it up in some way. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I had a big run in the sex world. I mean, you know some of it, and kind of worked my way through that entire adult industry for a couple years, and that'll all go in book 2. Wild fucking group sex with some of your favorite porn stars, and
Yeah, we were Googling you, and every picture that came up was with you, just a bunch of hot pussy. around.
yeah. That's been my brand for a long time, and it's been fun. But I mean, talk about unfulfilling.
Sure.
It's fucked up because every guy out there, or at least a lot of guys at least, grow up saying like, damn, I wanna. I say this like, you grow up as a young dude wishing that you have the chance to fuck every girl in the world, and you don't understand the curse that it is when you actually get the fucking opportunity to do it, bro.
Well, it makes sense. Though.
Well, I agree.
It's the worst. It's so unfulfilling and just like.
Well, I mean, the irony of it is that guys have their self-esteem issues. They feel like they want to have conquests, sexual conquests, to make themselves feel like, yeah, I'm the man. So like you're acting out sexually, promiscuously, to build your self-esteem and your self-worth.
For sure.
Like this form of validation. But the reality is that you're doing like precisely the opposite. Like you're absolutely driving down your self-esteem and your self-worth.
And your stock value.
Yeah, and like, and that's the other thing too. It's like, you have sex all the time, and then it's impossible to have sex like on a frequent basis with different partners without being consumed by stress about what health risks,
disease, pregnancy, all that stuff.
Yeah.
It like that's like, it's such a great point. And like, I will say, as I said earlier, that stage is over for me. I've been in a committed relationship for the past year plus. Beautiful girl. Have had absolutely no issues with that commitment. Have not had a accidental DM, text message, follow. I've been
an accidental DM.
Yeah. Well, you know how guys are. I didn't mean it.
Vinny,
what I'm saying?
Vinny knows all about accidental DMs.
I guess you could say something like that.
What can happen, dude? You could put your phone down and drop it, and it all of a sudden pulls up like a big Instagram model and sends like a short.
I remember when I tripped, fell, and landed on some likes.
100% it could happen. It's unlikely and very rare, but it could happen. But I've been doing. So like that thing I've kind of like put into like a case or a coffin and have been doing a lot better. And also like the thing I realized from all that, dude, was like, and I'd done that for years, bro. It wasn't like once I got here. I'd started those habits.
High school.
Way back to high school, right?
The first girl I ever had sex with, like, because that's the other big problem with acting out. For me, it was the whole sociopathic pattern of like misleading a girl to think that you're so into her,
rolling out the red carpet,
rolling out there, pouring on the charm, and
love bombing.
Yeah, granted, I would feel like genuinely infatuated, but then there was just some weird thing where once we had sex, like a light switch flips. And
all
then
right, we gotta talk, bro, because like I've gone past that, but I still. Man.
And then it's like then you pull the rug out from under the person. You burn them. You abandon them. You neglect them. You abandon them.
So how did you just, without even me saying too much, how did you fix that behavior?
Dating plan.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and that's the thing too, is that you don't have to be Sigmund Freud to understand that like that I have abandonment issues, like fear of rejection, fear of
Do you know your
neglect.
attachment style? Are you considered an avoidant attachment? Do you know?
I'm
an anxious attachment.
You are, so
Yeah.
you're the opposite of me.
Yeah,
I'm an
anxious
avoidant attachment style. So like, and usually if you have a fear of abandonment, it actually can affect both. But
You can look those up. There's like 4 or 5 of them.
yeah, and then there's one that's called just
Avoidant.
Chaotic. It's like disorganized, and that's like you're just a fucking wreck, dude. Like, and I'm pretty sure that's probably where I am. And like, God bless my current lover, because disorganized, because she's just stuck with me through a lot of like cold feet things. And I'm working on it, bro. It's all of this stuff, and like for anybody watching this, like all of the issues in your life, like you can drink water, you can go to the gym, you can do yoga or whatever it is, hang out with goats, but until you start really addressing that trauma from your childhood, like you're never gonna get to a point of internal peace and happiness. It's just not gonna happen. It's gonna eat at your life.
Because you said, how did you get rid of that? I think when you're in the dating world, they have you like draw out a circle, like a dating plan, and it's different for everybody. But like mine was, don't have sex before the first 5 dates. So I would have to get to know these people up until 5 days, and then it'd be like, okay, well,
There's 5 days, day 5. Quit it.
No, but the thing is, like,
I've never seen date 6.
I never saw past date 2.
Right. Okay.
And so all these people that you're like, you can't going into it, like not trying to woo them and have sex with them. It's like you get to know them first, and like you're like, man, dude, it's crazy.
That's
like,
how it's supposed to be.
You don't objectify people of just looking at them like, objectification. But yeah, I mean, the dating plan really helped, and I didn't bone a lot because it's like I didn't get past date number 2.
So you really you committed yourself to that.
You call people, you're accountable, and you have like, okay, don't text more than once a week. Set the plan to go meet up on Friday or whatever it is. Don't go, the first date should be a lunch. The second date should be a dinner no more than an hour. By the 6th date, it's like nothing below the waist.
See, that whole plan that you set up, and also like the infrastructure that you put in place for yourself, is like where I'm finally starting to like delve into the waters now. And I've got some just incredible. This guy Miles Adcox is an incredible guy, and I've got some great. I know he wants to add Cox. And I don't fucking know, but I'm finally starting to put like some of that control structure in place, because I could just go off the rails, bro. And I think like a lot of us.
But you're in a relationship now.
Yeah, I'm in a relationship, but I wish that I was better at it.
Let me tell you something, folks. It's good to wish that you were better at things, because that's obviously the first step towards actually getting better at things. Take business, for example. You want to get better at it. So you build an audience online, and then you want to be successful by selling stuff to your audience. Well, of course, you got to ship that stuff, and that's where ShipStation comes in. It makes shipping goods to your audience so unbelievably easy, no matter how you're selling it. If it's your own website, Etsy, eBay, Amazon, you name it, man. It's all in one easy to use interface, along with all of the different various shipping methods. How are you going to know if it's going to be cheaper to ship the goods with the United States Postal Service or a UPS or a FedEx? And how are you going to be positive that you're getting the best rate? Well, here we go, ShipStation. And if you don't believe me, then why not just give it a shot absolutely for free with a 60-day risk-free, totally free trial period. To start that, all you got to do is go to ShipStation.com and use the promo code STEVO. Boom, that's simple. You sell your product, you print out the label, you slap it on the box, throw the goods in the box, boom. Order fulfilled. You are a businessman, and you are distinctly getting better at it. So, jump on it. ShipStation.com. Use the promo code STEVO for a 60-day risk-free, absolutely free trial. You need to get better. Now let's get back to it.
And
well, what's wrong? What's wrong with that?
Well, I don't to get vulnerable. Like, I just don't know how. Like, I'm not happy in real life. I'm not happy on my own. You know what I'm saying? I'm just really like not in the best place. And this has been for a long time because I don't do anything to fix it. I just simply compound the issues with more of whatever the fuck I'm doing at the time to like mask my sadness and my anxiety. And that could either be work, it could be, like whatever, gambling. Like
but I feel like it's because people like us, you've had such an intense life, and you hang out with the coolest people, you go to the craziest places, like you're burnt out on the coolest shit in
like
the world.
Dopamine is in 100%.
So you don't know, everything is just, you're jaded.
And also just like, dude, the one thing I have to fix more than anything, and like you would know this like more than anybody, is like, you got to get grateful. And I am,
yeah.
bro. I understand the blessing that is my life. I'm not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to be here. I should have OD'd 50 times. I should have been, in jail. I just got my felonies expunged. I'm not even a felon anymore. Like,
How many felonies did you have?
a good amount of them.
What was the process like with that?
Oh yeah, actually, this is cool.
Hey,
Like,
Vinny's a felon.
Yeah, I'm a felon from New Haven, Connecticut.
oh,
Tons
amazing,
of
bro.
fucking-
I'll handle you.
Yeah, okay.
But
And he's a heroin addict.
yeah,
sick, bro.
Yeah,
Have you
yeah.
read the book?
I haven't.
You got-
I would love to.
Yeah.
He went into prison, well, in jail. With,
Where'd you go? Like Niantic or something?
The
like
Hartford
that?
Correctional.
Hartford. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
Did you guys have the
Hartford.
same dealer?
I mean, possibly.
Well, no, because where were you in Hartford?
No, I was in New Haven.
Oh, what the hell? Where?
Like Fairhaven.
Oh, dude, Fairhaven's
Yeah.
like where that's a serious neighborhood.
Yeah.
New Haven.
No,
New Haven's
Fairhaven's like no fair. New Haven.
New Haven's a sketchy spot.
Yeah, it
right?
can be. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I remember
It's like Yale University, and then all around Yale is just sketch.
And the
Yeah.
best pizza on the planet.
Thank
The
you.
Peppy Sally's
Fucking
Modern and all that
Yes,
shit.
dude.
But
Thank
Is
I
it
was
really the best
number
pizza?
one. Number one. Dude, everybody knows that.
Fucking thank God.
On the East Coast, that's just a known thing. On Worcester Street is the best pizza in the world.
He
Yeah,
always
it's the
talks
best.
about Worcester Street.
Well, it's like a war zone between these two places. But that's where I sharpened my sword as well, there in Bridgeport, as well as in Bridgeport for a number of years, living with some of the bigger plugs and dealers. Saw DEA raids, stabbings, shootings, like the whole nine, and lived in that world for a number of years. I actually just went back to film a doc in Bridgeport in the Hollow recently. I guess like the easiest way to put it is like, there's never a day where I should wake up in my $4.2 million house that's now worth $3.6 million, by the way, after only 2 years, and I'm gonna lose $700,000 on.
How did it go down?
The market's. I bought at the high, and I'm unfortunately being semi-forced to sell at this current moment.
At a loss.
Yeah, at a large loss. Anyways, there's never a day where I should wake up in any semblance of my current existence on this planet and not be ecstatic with the blessings, my parents proud as hell of me, an incredible Christian girl that is only interested in me, opportunities like this, sitting with former presidents, building burger brands, best-selling books turning into movies, and yet still I struggle for a number of reasons that I'm now starting to unpack. And one of those that I'm really working on right now is understanding the chemical destruction from those 10 years of
Intensity.
every single day methadone, Oxycontin, 80 milligram Oxycontin up the nose, 1, 2, double Xanax bar up the nose, 1, 2, fucking taking 85 milligrams a day of methadone for 6 years, a 1 year run on smoking crack every single day, an eighth of an ounce to a quarter ounce of crack.
Sober now?
14 years.
Dude.
On June 10th, 2010, June 23rd, 2010.
So 16, 14, 11.
11.
Yeah.
6.
Yeah.
Sick.
Those fucking demons, bro, are still there. They're still there, dude, honestly. And
Yeah.
I feel like until I really start to get fixed, like core fixed, I'm just always just.
What were you against doing the pro, like AA or NA or anything?
I did
like that?
NA for 90 days.
Yeah.
But I did 90 and 90, but I need to go back.
Yeah.
I talked to Bobby Lee about it recently. Oh shit. I guess I probably shouldn't say that. Or no, he's vocal
Yeah, it's-
about
Yeah,
it.
we can bleep it out if you want to
Yeah, and
anyway.
he's-
I think he's very
open about it.
very open.
Yeah, he's been trying to pull me
Especially
back
because
into.
He's been in and out a little bit, and I think that when you're in that kind of a situation, being in and out, like I think that it's important to open up. I mean, and I would say that, like, were it not for how open I was about recovery, like I think it'd be easier to sneak around and just pulling your own covers, man. It's like, hey, like, everybody needs to know I can't do it.
Right. Yeah, for
know?
sure. That's where accountability comes from, is having other people that are there for you and understand like what you're trying to do and stuff. But it just hasn't been like the easiest.
You ever done
I guess.
EMDR?
I've
you heard of
started to do
EMDR?
some of that stuff.
What's
I know
EMDR?
it's a big trauma.
It's a rapid eye movement. Like the one I did, you hold two things in your hand that just go zzz, 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 and there's a light that goes like this, and you just hold it and you follow it, and then she'll bring stuff up in therapy and things that you normally have like a crazy reaction to, like a some kind of instance that happened as a kid or whatever. You kind of just talk about it, and for some reason that rapid eye movement and the it
changes your relationship.
So you're not reacting from that place anymore. So like any type of traumatic things, it just kind of cools it down. And so the ripple effect that has on your life is when something, you say something to me or somebody says something to me on the street where like I don't have that lens anymore, so I'm not reacting so crazily to that in that manner.
Well, yeah.
I think that being 14 years removed from all of the chemicals, that I wonder how much that's still a factor. And I say that because when you talk about like I'm not happy, I need to try to cultivate gratitude, but because like it doesn't feel like it comes naturally. Like the issue, I think, is it's craving, and this is a concept of Buddhism, which is that all suffering is produced by craving, meaning that like if you're in pain, you crave for the pain to be less, to stop, and if you're experiencing pleasure or your contentment, you crave for the pleasure to continue to intensify. So no matter what your circumstance is, like it's like a biological function that you are not happy with it. You want it to be better.
Right.
So no matter what your baseline is, like biologically, you want it to improve. And so because you want it to improve, you're like inherently not satisfied with how it is. And that's the problem of our experience.
And of our current, not only the human condition, but especially the hyper current scenario where every second of your day is spent watching your competitors and complimentaries.
Right. Yeah, but your reactions to that are. Let me ask you this. So, what age did you start using at?
At 16.
So 16, that's when you start using, or like when something really traumatic happens, that's what age you've stopped emotionally developing, right?
For sure.
So how old would you say you are emotionally?
Probably about 25 or 26.
25. What about you? What do you think?
Oh man, why you gotta do that to me?
No.
I'm bad.
No,
That's not good. Not good.
You've done the work, and you're in the last like 11 years that I've known you, you've grown a lot because you're digging and doing the work. It's like when you get sober and you're sober for 14 years, like. What are you doing to grow emotionally?
See, that's the journey I'm starting right now. That's the journey and like I've had my cathartic stuff and I've had some level of therapy.
It's gotta help.
It was extremely helpful.
Sure.
It was getting that stuff out. I mean, the majority of this book I wrote in some semblance of crying. Especially like the last 4 pages of this book. The last chapter is called Afterthoughts. And when they came to structurally edit the book, I said, listen, whatever you want to do, line edits, proofreads, beta readers, you do not touch Afterthoughts. You don't touch it. I want it completely untouched. And in those last pages, I wrote these letters. And I wrote these letters to maybe I'll read one for you.
Go for it.
Would you mind?
What, are you kidding me? Of course I don't mind. I think reading is great. And you know where the best place to do it is? It's sitting on the toilet when you're taking a big sloppy dump. And the best way to do that is with Hello Tushy. Otherwise, you're going to have poop on your butthole. That's all you end up with when you smear it around with dry toilet paper. That's why HelloTushy.com is absolutely my favorite sponsor of this podcast. It always has been. Here at the Radical Ranch, we've got Hello Tushy bidets on every single toilet in the house. Different kinds, too. Some of them are the special Tushy Ace, which comes with the remote control and allows you to heat the seat, heat the water, even blow dry your butthole. I mean, dude, this is my favorite thing. It has revolutionized pooping for me, and it'll do the same for you. Plus, you can get 10% off your order if you go to HelloTushy.com and use the promo code STEVO at checkout. I'm telling you, I've never said another sponsor was my favorite sponsor of the Wild Ride podcast. It's always been Tushy because I love them that much, and you will too. So one more time, go to HelloTushy.com and use the promo code STEVO at checkout to get 10% off your entire order. Your butthole will thank you for the rest of your life. Now let's ride this baby home.
Maybe there's someone watching this program who doesn't know what it's like to struggle, and I wrote, to those who have never known the struggles of addiction or mental illness, you are the truly blessed. May you never know the agony that those suffering feel on a daily basis. May you never feel the guilt, the regret, the embarrassment, the hopelessness of the addict or the unstable human. I pray that you understand the blessing that is the landscape of your life. I pray also that along with your prosperity comes an empathy for those less fortunate. I pray that you find those stricken ones and shower them with the bright light that radiantly illuminates your life, the same light they so badly need themselves in order to continue on in their own darkness. More than anything else, I pray that one day every person struggling with mental anguish or addiction gets to feel as free as you do. So that was one. Can I continue?
Please.
To the family, friends, and caregivers of those that are struggling, you are our everything. You are the reason we live. I can't even begin to imagine your pain. I struggle immensely as I type this now, my face, shirt, and hands covered with tears, imagining the helplessness you feel watching someone you love stripped of their humanity, their dignity, and their will to go on. Please understand your perseverance is what keeps us going. Your commitment is the promise that wakes us up in the morning and the hope that we take with us to bed at night. We understand that this commitment will cost you a piece of your life, and it will be a cost we unfortunately can never pay you back. Please understand without this investment, we would be bankrupt of life. Please understand we are more grateful than we could ever show in this lifetime. For those families like mine who supported loved ones through addiction or mental illness, you are our heroes. Everything we have now is a result of what you did then. Take great pride in watching as we grow, improve, and excel, all of it a product of your hard work and perseverance. For those families who continue to support someone in the struggle of active addiction or mental illness, be strong. Your continued support will be the deciding factor. Whether you feel you must coddle or show tough love, your commitment will be the ray of light that guides them through the darkness. And for those families or friends who have lost someone to overdose or suicide related to addiction or mental illness, may you know peace. May you find solace in understanding how complex and at times without solution these problems are. May you hold your head high in knowing you did everything you could to help. May you find joy in the memories you had before the onset of these issues. May the desires of your own life be filled now that your loved ones are at peace. And most importantly, to those of you who have found yourselves caught up in the endless struggle of addiction, mental illness, pain, chaos, and despair, I'm you and you are me. Our stories, while surely dramatically different, share very similar truths. That tremendous pressure you feel on your heart and in the pit of your stomach, the heaviness that chokes the air from your lungs, the anxiety that ravages your mind to madness, I've felt that same terrible pain. You are not alone. You never will be. Revel in knowing there is someone who feels just like you. If you have people who support you, take advantage of your extreme blessing. Lean on them. They will be the ones who carry you on days you cannot carry yourself. And on days you find yourself alone, burdened, unable to run or walk, beaten down, and ready to give up, crawl. As impossible as it may seem, pull yourself through the mud, scrape for every single fucking inch until one day you find yourself able to walk again. Against the strongest of tides, keep moving forward, never stop, never be pushed under. However dark things are and however dark things get, I urge you to find your light. Find that one glimmering remainder of hope that continues to push you forward. It will dim, it will be obscured by obstacles in your path, it will flicker in a breeze of uncertainty, fear, and tragedy, but no matter how faint your light gets, please never let it extinguish completely. For one day, that dim, little, flickering lifeline of hope will burn brighter than the sun and will illuminate your world beyond what you could ever imagine. So I wrote these letters to these three different people that I'd made up, and talk about like therapy and you know, cathartic nature for yourself. Like it was incredibly therapeutic for me.
Here's what a dick I am.
He's like, I tuned out after the first two sentences.
He's like, I wish I would have done that for mine.
No, I absolutely paid attention to everything that you read. I just the first letter was to the people who've never known the suffering of addiction, and that they're the blessed ones, they're the lucky ones. I disagree, man. I think that it's those of us who know the suffering and who
made it through the other side.
Yeah, I already know where you're going.
I think we're the luckiest
Yeah.
ones, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I really do, because think of it this way. Addiction / alcoholism, it's the only disease where when you treat it, you become a better version of yourself than you were before. Like any other disease, the best you can hope for is to get back to as healthy as you were before you got sick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we're so lucky that we become better than we were before we got sick. You know, and
that's a really good. I'm actually really happy that you said that, because
what a good deal.
Yeah, you're right. And I have this argument with people sometimes when, like, we have to coexist with a lot of people in this space, obviously, and like when I sit with you guys, like, and in this van, it just feels like home. It just feels like I'm sitting with people that, like, anything I say is going to be welcome because you get it. Like, we all kind of get it, and that's not always going to be the case. And like, I've had these conversations with some of these, like, younger guys who are out there, like, really, really, you know, they'll be 22 years old. Yeah. And they're really preaching the lessons of life to the internet.
Yeah.
You know, 23, 24 even, you know, and they're like, this is what you have to do to attain happiness. This is what you have to do to be a man.
Happiness is a tough one, man.
Dude, but like, and I'll push back on them sometimes, and I'll have these conversations like, let's talk about trauma. Let's talk about hardship. Let's talk about what real lessons are. Lessons in this life are not taught through. I hope you can take whatever you want from this, but this book is not going to teach you shit compared to the first time you have to go through ICU and have someone holding your fucking hand thinking you may be leaving, which I did 4 times. The first time you have an organ removed, the first time you have a metal rod implanted in your femur, or you fracture your skull, the first time your friend overdoses and dies and you have to hug their mother at the funeral, and the second time you have to hug a mother at a funeral, and the third time, and the felony indictments. There's no book for that. And God bless you. I hope to God most people don't have to go through all that. Yeah. But I had to touch the burner a lot. I really had to hold my hand on that shit for a long time and be like, okay, shit. Like, if I don't take this hand off soon, I'm not gonna have any of this soon. Right. You know. So
can you talk about when you were smoking crack and your grandpa was yelling for help?
Yeah, rock bottom.
But I'm asking you that because is your grandpa still around?
No, he passed.
You ever read a letter at his grave and apologized? And I'm saying that because if you haven't, like, things like that are constantly in your subconscious on a daily basis,
and I don't even know it. It's there.
And no wonder why you have so much anxiety, because you haven't, like, forgiven yourself for any of this.
Yeah.
Did your grandpa pass before you got sober?
No, he did not. I was able to get sober and get to a point where I was able to take care of him, and even that, dude. Like, it's just like, bro, I'm very cognizant of the struggles of this world and the traumas, but it's like, I've never processed any of this. Mm-hmm. Like, I watched him struggle the last 4 years of his life as the only responder. My mother had to do motherly stuff for her other daughters and work a job, and as a single mom, and I was in an opportunity to kind of recover, placed into this caregiver position for a guy who was dealing with a terrible bout of Parkinson's, dementia, cancer, like, and to be alone in a house, you know, in a one bathroom house, and to watch that day in and day out for 4 years as you struggle with your own addictions and demons is like, all these chapters in my life, I just put them here, and it's cool that I wrote them down. But like, dude, it has never stopped for me. I swear. And on the same side, and this is what I told you. I have to the blessings, bro.
Yeah.
The blessings, insane blessings of just the most insane magnitude of like the luckiest meetings and the blessings of you know, having been put in the right room with the right people and pulling this lever and pulling that lever, and a lot of that being able to be traced back to that street smarts and that shit that I learned having come through this hell, right? But long story short, man, it's just been a trip. It has been, you know it for yourselves.
But do you feel like you deserve it?
That's what I struggle with sometimes. Like, if I actually deserve these blessings.
I feel sometimes so lost that I can't even begin to understand the question you're asking me to answer it. That would be my answer for everything. Like, I am so disorganized, non-disciplined, and just lost from a standpoint of just being able to say, like, this is why I act that I watch you or Joe or Theo even, or any of these people, and they explain with this like deep understanding of their core through the work that they've done, and well, I'm this and I'm this, and the reason I act like this is because of X, Y, and Z. You're not going to hear me say that shit. Everything I have is just an educated guess. I really am just, I wake up, I grind. I go to sleep, I wake up the next day, I do the same thing. I'll do 120 flights this year. I'll spend 260 days on the road. I'll go to Singapore next week. I'll go to Bangkok the week after. I'll go to Munich the week after. For this event, for that podcast, for this show, for that show, what I said when I got on the van today is like, I'm finally getting to a point where I don't want to do it. I don't give a fuck how much money there is anymore. I don't want to feel like this anymore. I want to understand this life a little bit, bro. It scares me. You know what I'm saying? It really, truly scares me. Mortality scares me. Morality scares me. Monogamy scares me. My parents getting older scares me. I'm fucking scared, bro, of a lot of shit. I really am. I don't know if you guys are, but a lot of this shit is scary, bro. It's scary. These days are going by, and it just sometimes feels like, you know, I know that there's going to be people out there that resonate with this. Like,
but until
you just don't know. There's just so much that I don't know and that I'm fearful of.
Yeah, take it for what it's worth. For me, you deserve it. And until you get to that point, like, you just constantly, the goal is to get to the point where everything that's good happened to your life, it's like, of course it's happened. You're a good person.
I believe so. I believe I'm a very good person. I believe that it's I don't know, there's a difference between like believing and like really believing.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? Like that idea that someone loves you and like, bro, that's so foreign to me. Like the idea of like love is so foreign to me. Like, that's insane. Like, that someone actually is like, I'm willing to overlook all of your faults and the fact that you are so fucking like out there and wild and just like whatever, and I still love you, and I don't care what happens, I love you, like unconditionally love you.
That's scary.
That's like that's horrifying to me, bro, because like it sounds incredible, but it just seems so inaccessible to me. And like, anyways, that's all the stuff I'm currently working on. Like, that's the stuff I'm working on, is to try to like walk my way backwards out of this stuff and like understand like why I am who I am.
Do you believe in God?
I do. I pray to Jesus twice a day. It definitely gives me solace.
What are you doing workout wise? Like,
I work out constantly.
That's
like my one thing, dude. That's one thing I said. Like, we all have a toolbox. That's like my thing, bro.
Dude, I've been on a fitness bender.
Yeah, you look great too, bro.
Thanks, man. I've been on a fitness bender, dude. Like, with hiking and cycling.
You bike? I got my bike too.
And running, and like, I'm pretty intense, man. Like, I've got this new app called All Trails, where no matter where I'm at, it'll lead me to like the dopest like nature hikes.
So I can't hike because my ankle. I have like 22. Dude, everything's gonna
parole
come back to
bracelet
some
on your
horror
ankle?
story. I have like 22 screws and like I have no motion in this ankle.
Oh, wow.
So it's hard for me to like do a lot of that stuff.
What if you get the screws out?
That's the first step, but then they want to fuse it.
Oh, wow.
So they want to fuse.
That's from the car accident?
No, it's from it's from a botched robbery attempt.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I got like some kids like tried to rob me for like 2 grams of heroin, and I was like, I got out of the car.
And you weren't
like,
having that?
No, I wasn't having it. And so I got out of the car, and I thought there was only one, and it was in West Haven, Connecticut. Like it's kind of like another grimy kind of area, but a little bit different than New Haven. Also great pizza at Zoo Parties, and he was like, he came up to the window and he had this like red keg cup, and he like had this like gold chain with the wife beater, like real West Haven shit, and I like went to hand him the dope, and I was like, it's all weighed out, it's 2 grams. And he was like, I had my 2 boys with me, and he's like, I was like, give me the money and I'll give it to you. And he's like, bro, I'm not gonna fucking beat you, bro. And pulls out like a wad of money and starts counting it. I'm like, bro, just give me the money and I'll give it to you. Like, this isn't a negotiation. Like, I have I don't need your fucking shit. So I hand it to him. Anyways, against my better judgment, and he's like, "You're beat. Do something about it," and just starts walking away. So I'm sure you guys have been in some crazy situations. That when you sell and you live in that world, that's all you have. You have to act every fucking time somebody does some shit. You have to, because then otherwise you're marked and you're gonna get pressed constantly. So I pop the door open, run out. Go to hit it. He's like walking away like I'm not gonna do shit. So I go to hit him from behind, and as soon as I go to hit him, his boy comes from the side of the house, and at the moment he went to tackle me, my foot went into a hole in the driveway and got stuck, like locked in. It was almost like that, and he tackled me from the side, and just the whole ankle just ripped off. Like just shredded, bro. So now I'm on the ground. My buddy gets out of the car. He comes over and he chokes both of the kids out. It was my boy Kevin. He was like the enforcer, like the Irish enforcer.
Yeah,
chokes them both out. We take the cash. We take everything. We clear out. We get in the car, and he's driving. So he's driving down the street. We're going from West Haven to go back to Milford to the hospital. And I'm holding my leg, and my ankle's just you've seen this type of shit before. My ankle's just flailing all over. Just every turn he takes, flailing, right? I remember I have another 10 grams on me. Like 10, 15-year jails. No, you die. You die if you ate 1 gram. So I drop it off. In that time, they had activated the entire major crimes unit, narcotics unit, everyone, because the people at the house said we had guns. It was a whole thing. So as soon as I go to turn onto the highway to go to the hospital, major crimes unit comes out, surrounds the car, gun point, get the fuck out of the car. Psychopathic felony stop. So I have to get out of the car and lay on the ground with my ankle propped on a golf bag in the middle of the street in West Haven for an hour and a half as they search the entire car, every pocket, every in and out. Luckily, they found nothing. Go to the hospital, 2 plates, 20 screws, and it's been a nightmare ever since. So that's one of the stories in this book.
How
and
long
there's
ago
about
was
50
that?
of those. 2000 and 2008.
I had some screws that plate.
Oh yeah, you got kind of a similar scar as mine. Mine's like pretty broad.
That's the compound fracture.
Yeah. So right now I'm talking to this dude at Ways to Well, Brigham. He's Rogan's guy down in Austin about potentially doing some stem cell. Mm-hmm. But it's not gonna work. There's no cartilage. It's just it's leveled out, dude. It's just bone on bone contact. So. Yeah, man. So enjoy the hike, bro. I'm done. I'm not doing any more fucking sad stories today, bro.
Where are you moving to?
Probably will stay in LA and probably go into like a high rise or something.
Do you ever miss living in Connecticut?
I go occasionally. I love the East Coast, dude.
Yeah.
I'm an East Coaster. I'll always be an East Coaster, dude. It's just an incredible place.
Am I a dick if I ask what's the circumstance that you're being forced to sell your house?
It just has to stay secret at the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's a separate question, but is that a thing that real estate prices or house prices are going down?
Yeah.
I mean, your house is worth.
But I bought it a lot lower than he bought his.
Correct.
So he probably bought it like extremely high.
The highest.
Like what my house went for initially, and then they couldn't get it. Like it dropped like $400,000. Then I picked it up. he probably got it at,
I bought it at the height of the market.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take a hit, dude. Like let's put it like this. I live in a world now where I can lose $600,000 and somehow continue to live. That's I just gotta look at that as a blessing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I get to continue living after. Dude, I would go to the gas station and be like, yo, I have to put $1.12 in.
Right.
Just so I can get my methadone.
I've been there.
So like it is what it is, bro. Like that's another issue I have too with like attachment is like I've always been bred to like not get too attached to really anything.
Right.
And I still live in that place. You know what I'm saying? Like I still in a lot of ways live in that place. Like, bro, everything I wear was given to me. Everything. Every single thing I have is a brand deal or brand collab. Chinatown, Kith.
You're like on the Wayne's World movie where they're
Yeah.
like wearing all their sponsors.
Yeah, I bought the house because I felt like it would maybe be a safe investment, but it just wasn't.
Yeah.
So dude, this stuff is this is such a tragic like conversation. Like I feel bad for
No, not at all.
I feel bad for the audience and would rather talk about like something more.
Let's talk about Hollywood
pleasing.
sex parties. What's the craziest Hollywood sex party you ever been to without naming any names?
No, I can name names.
It's the craziest thing you've seen.
Man, all of it, bro. I mean, it's you got to understand. Like I was in with that porn community for a long time, and
did you ever get into a gangbang with Adam 22?
I did not do any. Me and Adam have crossed paths like
swords
50 times, but like no, I never have. but like, dude, I've had some wild like underwater excursions with like one girl holding another girl under, and like somehow they're able to like give head underwater, which is just insane, and just like group stuff, and it's a wild world.
Yeah.
It's a really, really wild space, and obviously had the one relationship with Lana for a year plus, and I just was ended from that space, like, 'cause I really would not like to glorify it at all, to be honest, unless it's done like with very strict context, because I will get clipped, and so like the context has to be like it was a very enjoyable and spontaneous and exciting time for me, but it left me very unfulfilled, very, very unfulfilled, and disconnected from the importance of sex. And I'll say this, here's where I'll really draw it back. I am sometimes feel like almost like a little womanly because of this, but I just really enjoy having sex with my girlfriend. Like this I've had
boring.
I know that.
Just kidding.
I know, but
I'm totally kidding.
But no, but if you think about like guys out there, right? Like I'm saying, like I would name names in the past, but like, dude, I Riley Reid was the like creator of the whole thing. Like we had her on our podcast, and she just like kind of like went to work.
Yeah.
And she would just curate these like experiences that were just amazing. I love her. She's fantastic. And some of the people that I had relationships with have had their own unfortunate, scenarios. I got extremely close with Emily Willis. No, it's bad actually. Who like, no, I'm serious. She was incredible. We had a really great relationship and friendship, but she had her own struggles, and she recently while at rehab fell into a coma, and she's been in a vegetative state.
Oh, it happened at rehab?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think I saw that on TMZ.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so like I was very close with her, like extremely, and me and her were kind of like dating before me and Lana started dating, and we didn't have the cleanest break, because I think like a lot of that space was very like intrigued and enamored by the fact that I didn't judge, because I knew my past and I knew how nasty and fucked up it was, and I was willing to overlook like what even some of them deemed to be like a pretty a past that they weren't so proud of. And so like I became, if nothing else, very, very close friends with a lot of the girls in that space. And Emily was really kind of like the sweetheart of the group. I mean, she was just incredible, and I've had a lot of cool experiences with her and jumped off the top of the Space Needle in Vegas and this thing and that thing, and had some like really meaningful, like heartfelt conversations with her. And it was another trauma and like pill to swallow to have to see that happen. And her and I maybe my fault, have had lost contact kind of.
You never processed it. You just got so much shit inside you.
There's a lot there.
Yeah.
The girlfriend thing. The sex I have with like the promiscuous sex I have is so trash.
Okay.
Well, do you have an ED sponsor? Do you have a men's health company?
Blue Chew.
Thank God.
You got this.
Fuck, I don't have it on. I usually would have one in my pocket.
I'm just chewing on one right now.
Blue Chew is, I love Blue Chew, right? But
I'm very down with Blue Chew.
Oh, I fucking love. I'll speak only for myself, but as someone who burnt every receptor in their brain, it helps me. It helps me. It does. Okay, and also like, don't be ashamed if you're watching this and you're like, oh, I take it too. Your competitors are all like everybody's enhancing in some way nowadays, whether it's honey, and I'm not saying, take that for what you want, you will, right? But I love it, right? But still, I need a connection. I need a connect. I like.
I mean,
the older you get,
I don't know that they do. I think there's a lot of dudes out there who will go bang a $5 prostitute and like really, really be like, just.
That's
Vinny's over there saying you can get him for $5.
No, but like, dude, I thought a lot about this. And it's because like
$5, maybe in like Tuscaloosa or something like that.
No, but I thought a lot about this, and like when you're a kid growing up, it's like you're only attracted to like, oh my god, her boobs, and you just bust a nut.
Yeah.
And then as the older you get, you need emotional and spiritual attachment. You need all of it, or you're not going to get off. When they're like, you got to be into them on a spiritual level.
You also have to understand, like, for me, like on the sexual side, I get off by knowing that the person that I'm having intercourse with is also pleased by the situation. Wow, fucking crazy to imagine, right? But like, generally speaking, when you're doing that like party sex, guys can we can play pretend. Even if we're either into it without the connection, or we can pretend to be, or we can pop a Blue Chew. There's a million ways to like get it done. Girls don't have that. Girls really get off on emotional and secure attachment and true emotional and chemical connection based on those emotional sentiments, right? Facts. Take it from someone who has studied alongside people that do it for work. Your favorite porn star is not enjoying herself on set. I have said this a million times to the shock of the porn viewing community. They're not. They're going home to whoever their lover is, or whoever their main thing is at the time, or whatever, or even like their vibrator, and they're finding more enjoyment in that than they are from any 15-foot BBC cock. It's not what their girls are looking for. Girls want to feel secure, beautiful, appreciated, loved. If a girl is not finishing, it probably has to do with one of those things. There's so many guys out there like, oh my maybe it's my dick, or like maybe I just don't know what I'm doing. No, you have to work that muscle. Girls have a muscle right here that's their main indicator of what's going to happen downstairs.
And don't like when on porn, when girls, it's like, oh, the girl's so horny she's creaming. They just put Cetaphil up.
All kinds of stuff. Or like, dude, do you know how many of those girls are like pro squirters? Like I know them. You know what I'm saying? Like they can do that on command. They drink a shit ton of water. They don't piss. They go. They do it, and they squirt. That they're not enjoying it. They're not enjoying it, bro. They're just not. There's a couple out there that are real pros that do love their work, but it's not the same, dude. Girls really,
of course.
And I'm talking about like I'm talking about from like just a pure intercourse standpoint, because there's a lot of other stuff that can be faked. Girls giving head is a mechanic. That's mechanics. A robot could do that. It's a mechanical scenario that involves a very standardized set of motions that I will not make anywhere around this microphone right now. No, I'm not doing it, dude. But yeah, do girls want to be turned on and they want to be emotionally aroused? So when you get a good girl that you're super attracted to, that does finish once, twice, 3 times, 4 times even, because she's so chemically and emotionally aroused by the situation that you've cultivated, that's a special thing, bro. And for me, especially as somebody who kind of needs that so that I can finish, I love seeing them have fun and enjoy it. And so as I've gotten older, I'm like, dude, like, the grass ain't greener, bro. It's not. I get sent back to the streets by way of my own actions quite often in my relationships, by my own doing. And as soon as I get back and I'm at the party with the same people that were there 15 years ago who haven't, or 10 or 5 or whatever it is, who still haven't addressed those demons, and they're still trying to have sex with the same girls who aren't going to enjoy it but are doing it for clout or this or whatever, I'm like, why am I here again? I hate this place. I hate it. It's so unfulfilling and sad. And so lately I've just been trying to stay, in the right state of mind and deliver the right sauce so that I'm not banished back to that place that I hate so much.
Did your girl live with you?
Nah, we haven't lived together yet. It's long distance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Listen, another thing I've also tried to stop doing is blaming myself for everything. Because as an addict and as like a like chronic fucker upper, like you can get in that state, and like, dude, we both are working on stuff. We're both working on stuff right now.
How far away does she live?
Miami.
Wow.
Yeah.
We make it work. I see her pretty much every week.
Oh shit.
It's a lot of money on travel.
Are you like if you go to Puerto Rico, it's through Miami?
We don't go to Puerto Rico a lot.
Okay.
We're not shooting there a lot. We're shooting domestic. We're shooting internationally. I mean, the show's, man, it's been so long since you were on, bro.
Yeah, right?
It's been so
when it was here in
long.
LA, right?
Yeah.
Dude, what was the Trump interview like? Like, you had to have been tripping out about that.
I have an anxiety condition, bro.
Yeah.
Like, really, like, I swear to you, I do. And, like, depending on the day, but I haven't had it in a long time for a podcast, after, every single person that we've done, because we've sat down with, like, the greats, bro. Like, we've been so blessed by way of, to be completely honest with you, like, Logan's fame and star power, and, like, kind of our 1-2 punch has been, like, he's the draw, I'm the action. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to bring the convo, I'm going to prepare, have the questions, build the rapport with the guests, like, lock eyes, like, do that. But he's bringing them in. He's the star power that's really, truly bringing them to the show a lot of times. And, dude, Kevin Durant, Mahomes, just over the past couple of months, Donald Trump, Tyson for the second time. Like,
were you like trying to look at Trump's ear? Did you like?
No, because it was before he got killed.
Yeah.
Before he got killed. Yeah, it was pre-assassination. So it was just before it happened, and like we were at Mar-a-Lago, and dude, listen, like I'm not like a super political guy, because
vote red.
I think you might have to right now.
Yeah.
To be honest, dude. Like, if you look around,
is it true that Kamala Harris is?
I think it's Kamala, and if you say Kamala, it's racist.
Oh
no, I don't know.
Indians or black?
No, I don't know. I thought
my
they were like, make sure you don't say that. You say it the right way, and I don't know if it's Kamala
I've been seeing
or Kamala.
clips where she seems like really drunk. Like, are they like altering these clips to make her sound?
Well, have you seen the interview with Rogan when they were talking about the 3 phases of wine mom? look up the 3 phases of wine mom. It's a quick clip.
Just so you guys know, she's been trying to come on the show, so you guys are probably killing that episode. Right?
Can you want to watch that real quick? It's real quick and it's really funny. The phases of wine mom. You have sound?
Yeah, I don't think we want to put video on.
Listen, I don't like what this shit has done to the country. We're all old enough in this van right now to remember a time when politics got talked about on November 3rd for 2 hours. Hey, who won last night? Oh shit, that's crazy. Did you see the fucking Giants game? Dude, these dudes got smoked. Like, what the hell is going on there, right? Do you ever just have a huge booger in your nose?
Every day.
How did we get to a point where you have to wake up every single morning, like Groundhog Day, consistently, to be just overloaded with some of the most ridiculous headline bullshit?
Well, social media has a huge.
It's 100%.
It's all social media. Like, we didn't
100%.
have fucking phones in our pocket back then. And
So does anyone not see that as, a problem? Does anyone not see that as an issue that, like, some of the people that you liked 8 years ago, loved 8 years ago, you now hate because of
Their
who they
politics.
want to vote for as the president of the United States? Like, how did we get here?
People are losing sponsors because you're
Losing sponsors, losing sleep, losing friends, losing spouses. I saw a commercial that RFK Jr. put out that basically was like, yo, we've lost our way. Like everybody on the right is so positive, everybody on the left is so positive that the only thing they're sure of, the way I describe it is this: our current two-party system is a basketball game where two teams are playing against each other with neither one trying to score, solely set on blocking each other's shots. That's it. That's all that's happening. No one actually is trying to fix anything. They just want everybody in the audience to know that the other team sucks and that they're better than them. That's it. That is our political state right now. Does anyone not see that? Does anyone not understand how bad this has gotten? It's not about who's right. It's about the fact that no matter who we put in, 50% of the country and the Congress is going to block whatever they say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's insane, bro. Think, like, has anyone not stepped back and said, like, holy shit, this is so bad?
Well, I think they're so far gone that there's no coming out of it.
It's bad. It's bad.
Like, RFK Jr. put this commercial out and it was like, it was Kamala saying, like, we need to unite this country, and then it was Trump like, we need to bring the people back together, and then it said something like 1 month later, and it was her like, he's a sexual assaulter, he's a scumbag, liar, fraud, and then him, Indian, black, bitch, scumbag, whore. Like, that's how you're going to unite the aisles?
Yeah.
This is what we're going to do to bring people together in the country? And so RFK comes on, and I want to talk about this. I want to talk about voice issues.
Okay.
Right after this. I want to make sure we talk about it, because as you can hear,
You're getting there.
he comes out and he says, I'm not going to do a fucking impression. I was gonna, but I'm not going to do it. But basically something along the lines of, like, the only person that's going to save us is going to be somebody that wants to unite this. Somebody, these aisles, these people, somebody that wants to stop all of this. It's not okay. It's not going to work out in the end. United we stand, divided we fall. That is the oath. That is the oath. Pink Floyd, right?
Yeah.
Said it best. Like, if we keep going against each other and saying, like, you're wrong, border, this, vote, social media, like, subscribe, CNN, Fox News, you're
that's
wrong.
The
Like,
other thing is that
it's all by design too. They're doing this to us. They're doing this to us,
Well,
bro. The
it's
media is doing this to us, bro.
it's outrage that gets traction on social media. It's purely outrage that gets clicks, that gets views, that generates advertising. So outrage is so amplified. So of course it's like, we hate them, we're outraged by them, like, and so it's just so much negativity that's just being amplified. And then I think that's how we got here.
So do you think The Rock unites us as president?
No, I don't think so.
So there's one person that can just, or it's all.
Who is the great aisle uniter or uniter of the past? Was it like, bro? When
I
you
feel
look,
like Obama got people pretty stoked.
But then he got hated on.
Obama had the craziest switch up ever, and like I don't know that I understand it because, fuck, dude. See, I try to stay cautious just because I just don't even want to deal with bullshit, and I'm so like, all this division didn't happen until after Obama. Let's just say that people will say, and by the way, I've had people on both sides agree with this. I just think, and I'm not saying that he's wrong or that you have to disagree with him or you have to hate him, but at the end of the day, Trump is the lightning rod. Trump is the lightning rod. He is. He just is. And by the way, that could be a lightning rod for good, a lightning rod for bad, but at the end of the day, as long as he's a part of this situation, it's going to feel like this. It just is. And by the way, once again, that could mean that the best things in the world for you, that could mean lower taxes, stronger border, all this. But like for me, I look at it and I'm like, dude, how do we get back to a point where like there's some semblance of just unification and peace in this country, bro? Like I don't like, it's not the way. It's not the way, dude. Us all arguing all day long and not really trying to say like, yo, how rare is it that you see somebody on the left be like, you know what?
That's a good point.
I see your point.
Agree with you.
I see your point.
Yeah.
Now that you've explained, imagine in a debate.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine in a debate, Trump versus Kamala. Trump, she says something to retort one of his points, and he goes,
I never looked at it that
really
way.
never looked at it that way before.
Yeah.
Maybe you're not a dumb, drunk, wine mom, Indian, black whore, scumbag who fucked her way to the top, piece of shit, trash whore. Maybe you are those things. But even on that one point, you might be right. I have never heard that. Do you know how many times a day I do that? Do you know how many times a day my mind is changed by a conversation with someone? So you're telling me Trump is always right, but Kamala is also always right?
I don't think it's.
How have we gotten here? I'm sorry. It infuriates me to a point that I do not involve myself anymore. I do not involve myself anymore.
Well, let's talk about the Hollywood sex parties again.
I'm pretty.
Let's talk about those $5 hookers.
I'm pretty detached from it all.
But do you see what I'm saying?
Of course. There's no end in sight, and it's just going to get worse and worse.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you this. I got an AR-15 waiting for me at my house in Tennessee.
Wow.
Well,
And
it's waiting at the gun shop. I just got to pick it up and bring it to my house.
And that's great. And that, dude, it's a great platform. I've used it. And
It's a great gun.
I've had it. Guess what? 4 years ago, I had Gun Girl on Impaulsive, and
Who's Gun Girl?
She was this girl who infamously would bring her AR-15 to school. Don't tread on me. Come and take them. Obviously, that's ridiculous. Like bringing your AR-15
to like college.
No, yeah, as like a protest piece, right?
Oh yeah,
there she
her.
is there, right?
She's a pretty good interviewer.
Okay, she's a very smart girl. But guess what? At the time, this is an example. At the time, I heavily disagreed with the idea that weapon should be in any American's hands. Heavily. I come from 15 minutes from a place called Sandy Hook. That's where I'm from. Yeah. I was watching on TV where, as it happened, 15 minutes from my house, and that really distorted my thoughts. And also, it should have fucked everybody's thoughts up. It's a problem.
Yeah.
And it remains to be a problem. But the way that I started to think about it being platform specific, by the AR platform or that weapon style rifle platform, or this or that, or it not being more a subject of red flag laws. Red flag. Does anyone know? Is that what it is? Red flag laws.
I don't know.
Where somebody exhibits a behavior that they shouldn't get. Yeah. Right. I think it's red flag. Anyways, red flag laws. Listen. Some people would say that not every gun purchase should involve a background check. I disagree with that.
Yeah, you need a background
wholeheartedly.
check.
I think that we should background check. I think we should answer certain mental health questions.
Yeah.
I think we should be able to exhibit. California's got a 10-day holding period.
Wait, how'd you get a gun with multiple felonies?
Because I got them expunged, which I still haven't explained to people because we're jumping around topics, but they're all important.
I really want to know that.
I will. I'm going to do it next. And then to the voice thing. So I disagreed with this girl heavily to a point of it really being just a really detrimental conversation. Guess what? I'm here today to say my views have changed on some of that stuff.
Yeah.
How novel of an idea to imagine that I've changed my mind on something and this nuanced, complex conversation might have a different viewpoint 4 years later. Oh my God.
Yeah, of course.
How fucking stupid are we that people cannot understand fucking nuance in this world and complexity? Do you know how complex these situations are?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
It just sounds like they're not doing it, but I think people on the day-to-day can change their mind. They can see it that way, but like
But why can't our Congress? Why can't
there's no
our?
way.
It just
Because
seems
they have
insane
like
to me.
lobbyists and people that like they have loyalty to.
Felony expungement.
How much did that cost?
Yeah, what were your charges and how many?
The charges that became my felonies were state of Connecticut, possession of narcotics, which was heroin, reckless endangerment, and probation violation, which is also a felony. So anytime you violate probation, you obviously are hit with another felony. I applied multiple times for the first like 5 years. I said too soon. Got to about a 10-year point, got the right lawyer, filed the paperwork, did everything. Cost me, I think, about like $7,500 or $10K.
That's what I heard too, $7,500.
And it was a very big day for me to be able to say like, yo, I'm able to actually put these transgressions and mistakes from the past behind me. You know, I right now could say I have never been arrested before. Legally, I have never been arrested before in my entire life. Huh. That's a really, for anybody who has been, and there's going to be a lot of people watching this episode right now who deal with shame and regret. It's a big thing. It's a really big thing. You need to go out there and understand your state specified expungement and pardon laws and rules, get a handle on them, and then find somebody that can walk you through the process, because you can get it done and you can go to a job and you can say, I've never been arrested before.
What was your charge?
Connecticut, possession of narcotics, attempt to sell, and a few larceny sixes. It was like my third strike, so that ended up being a felony.
When was your last arrest?
8 years ago.
It's
7
years
yeah.
that is the thing, but they can still say like wait another 2 years.
Yeah,
I will give you my lawyer.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And you will get it done.
Yeah,
you 100% will get it done.
Yeah,
and it's nice. You get a placard, you frame it, and it feels like a last vestige or tranche of pain. Yeah. But it's not. It feels like it is.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Because it's been stopping me. Like, it almost stopped me from going to Australia with them. Like, we had to deal with a bunch of shit. I'm not allowed in Canada, like Japan. So it's like the biggest thing for me is traveling and then owning some weapons.
Make sure that we get connected so I can get him taken care of.
Yeah.
Get to the red light districts of Germany.
You can go to the Reeperbahn.
Yeah.
In Hamburg. Have you been to the Reeperbahn?
Yeah. In the Herberstraussen.
That's right. That's been a big thing for me lately, has been travel, but now I'm trying to slow down because you've been everywhere.
How many countries you been to?
Not as many as you. A lot though.
You're at 55?
Nah, dude, 58, I think.
58?
Yeah.
And I've been trying to do weirder ones lately, just because like I haven't been getting the same kick out of like Spain and like, so I did like, it's not even weird at all, but I just randomly went to like Brussels recently, to Belgium.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was just like I like those like Northern European towns. I went to Lapland, Finland recently.
They got a crazy red light district in Belgium too.
They do. Yeah, that's what they said. It's a big, I just haven't been.
Every country in Europe has a great red light district.
Well, Amsterdam's the most famous, right?
Yeah.
But then the Reeperbahn in Hamburg
Germany
is like considered to be the second.
That's where the Beatles say they went there as boys and left as men.
Yeah.
And I can agree with that.
I brought a girl into it, and it's like shunned. And we pulled a hoodie over her head and like pulled the strings, said you're not supposed to bring girls back there. All these countries, I just go and I yell. And because of that, I'm feeling some real strain.
Okay.
And I want to talk to you.
All right.
I'm not familiar and I don't understand, but what caused the strain? What have you done to address it? And what does the future look like?
I just use my voice wrong, is what I learned. There's nothing like wrong with my vocal cords. Like the voice doctor I went to just said that I'm like using like the muscles like above my vocal cords, like
even pre-puberty. Were you?
I don't know.
Same way.
I don't know, but I was seeing a vocal coach at one point, and he was having me like speak in a high voice, and I was like trying. It's just fucking weird, like, and my girl was like, "Don't do that. That's lame." She's like, "I like your voice."
I was gonna ask you that. Do you think
I go back and forth between being like self-conscious about it and like kind of stoked that it's her trademark, that people know it?
I feel like I'm biting it by way of what happens with my voice. Like, I don't even want to talk like that because I'm like, people are gonna think I'm fucking biting Steve-O's swag.
I don't think anybody's gonna say that.
But do you think, because your girl told you to keep it, and I've found this like weird like symbiotic nature between like guys that have a raspy voice and guys that get like some pretty like I was gonna say some pretty like A+ poontang, right? Like is it like, do they think you're a cigar smoker, you're elevated, you're an aficionado of some sort? You just had one of my buddies on the show recently, a real sick guy.
FaZe.
Banks, yeah.
FaZe Banks.
He's another one with a raspy voice. Banks is I had Matt Kalish from DraftKings the other night tell me that he thought that Banks is this generation's Hugh Hefner. I said I gotta disagree with. I know. I gotta say. I said I gotta disagree with you, bro. The two are. I see what he's saying, 100%, because Banks is a killer, right? But man, those are different people. I always envisioned. I'll say this wholeheartedly, that before I met Banks, I always imagined he would smell like milk.
Why?
I don't know because the original Banks. He would pour drinks in his pocket. It was his signature move. He would take a full beer and he would pour a beer in his pocket. And as it was pouring into his pocket, he would go, and it would fall on his tongue and it would splash all over him. And some part of me imagined he probably did that with milk too. and that he would just smell so bad. And I've been very good friends with Ricky for, almost 7 or 8 years now, like best friends. I went with him back to Boston for his dad's funeral, and I'm very close to him. Kid smells amazing. He smells amazing. He's one of the better smelling creators. Like he clearly, I had it all wrong, but he's another raspy voiced individual who I wonder if is going to have the same come to Jesus that we all did, because I think, not to speak for him, but something tells me he's kind of disillusioned to the idea of monogamy and love, because man, that dude is I don't really know if there's anybody else doing it like him right now, man. It's
pretty easy in Hollywood and on Tinder.
And he's sober of everything. He don't vape. He eats clean. He somehow stays up all night. I think he just chugs Red Bull.
Nice.
It's like he chugs Red Bull and just fucks and runs a successful business, and doesn't smell like milk. Like, it's like all those things are happening in tandem, But I love that he's like in a lot of ways like a brother to me, because we both come from really fucked up backgrounds, and I'm sure he talked about it a decent amount on his show. He's from a really nasty place in Mass, not too unlike New Haven or Bridgeport,
RFK Jr. probably crushed a lot of sweet beef.
I would assume so. He's a Kennedy.
Dude, have you seen what he looks like with his shirt off?
Oh, he's fucking jacked, bro. He's ripped.
RFK shirt off. I mean, look at him, dude. He's like just pulling up and doing push-ups. That's got to be T, right? I mean, you can't be like sitting in your 60s like that.
I would assume so. Is anybody on T here or no?
I'm about to be.
I'm on it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I've been on it for 3 years.
Yeah.
Looking back, I would have maybe waited a little longer.
What were your levels before?
That was the thing. They were okay. I probably was in like the high 5s.
Oh, okay.
I'm low 300.
Yeah, so you can definitely benefit from it. But I'll tell you, even starting at the high 5s, it dramatically changed my life. It really did. And for someone in the 2s and you'll be a new human. You will not be the same person.
Man,
anymore.
I can't wait
I started that and Ozempic at the same time.
Did you actually?
Yeah.
That's a combo.
He just dropped 40 pounds today.
Oh, shit. You just dropped 40 pounds today?
Yeah, I hit 4. No, not all at once.
Oh, shit. I was like, dude, Ozempic is powerful,
I started, 3 months ago? Yeah, so 40 pounds in 3 months.
So both currently considered to be pretty safe. We're going to see what the outcome is. Ozempic being the newer of the two. I think test has been pretty well studied. The question just becomes, what are you willing to give up? Because, you know, you don't care, you care. I don't know if you care or not, but it's going to mess with your hair. It's going to mess with your hair. It's going to.
What do you mean by mess with your
hair?
Testosterone? Yeah, you'll have to use some other stuff that will kind of manage it, because what it does is it spikes. So, oh God, let me try to do this properly, and forgive me if I get any of this wrong. So when you do test, it reduces your levels of naturally created testosterone in your body. There's a receptor. There's a receptor on the top of your head, right? By the way, we can go into this as well, because I also did have a Turkish hair transplant.
Oh, wow.
Which we can also talk about. I got topics for years, by the way. I know you probably don't go for that long, but it boosts like some level, or does something that affects your follicle security and in your crown.
Oh, so we're talking hair loss.
Hair loss
from testosterone.
Yeah, it's not horrible, and I think you can combat it by using the products that everybody uses. A main one, the biggest one, is you will deplete your sperm, temporarily deplete your sperm count. You will not be able to. You will if you.
I got a vasectomy.
Oh, so you're done anyways.
Yeah.
Wait, you're not? Do you have a kid?
Nope.
You're not doing it.
Yeah.
Well, obviously,
you
can reverse it.
I want no part in that.
If nothing else, I admire your absolute certainty and absoluteness in that statement.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm very, very sure.
So another thing you don't have to worry about.
I think my sperm count might already be very low.
Yeah, so it might be. There's a lot of environmental triggers. There's a lot of stuff that's affecting us anyways. But damn, there might be 2, 3, 4 potential falters on the test. But bro, the upsides are. And I do not have a test deal, just so everybody knows. I do not promote for any company currently. Muscle mass, sex drive, clarity of mind, mood, energy. It's pretty goddamn significant, dude. It really is.
I'm 50 now, dog.
Yeah.
Like
you're good to go.
Yeah, but why do you take a Blue Chew then?
Because I want to be the best.
Yeah.
I want to be the best. Like I truly, and I believe myself to be. There have been many times where I almost crossed into the industry. I'm dead serious. And when I was dating Lana, I could have easily. I want to be the best. I do not want to think that there is somebody out there that is doing that job better than me, especially when it pertains to my hot, girlfriend, right? Yeah. But like I want to show up, and I know that there's a lot of other people out there on test and on Blue Chew and on the shit. I wouldn't call it like a thing of pride, but I don't give a shit. Like, I'm here to put in work and do a great job. You know what I'm saying? I look at it as a test of skill, right? You want to know what Blue Chew does too? That test probably doesn't help as much with. Blue Chew eliminates and fuck it, it doesn't have to be a brand deal. Any sildenafil or tadalafil. It eliminates what's considered. I have a restless mind. I have a lot of stuff in here, and I'll spew it out. You just ask me any question. It eliminates what's called I believe it's called the refraction or refractor. Can you look this up? Like refractory period, I think it might be called. And
like being interested after you bust a nut.
Exactly.
Oh, so like post nut clarity.
Nope, not.
No,
there it is, right there.
Post nut clarity. That's a clinical term.
How do I remember these? How do I remember these words? A period immediately following stimulation during which a nerve or muscle is unresponsive to further stimulation. We've all been there.
So like you're ready to go after 20 minutes.
There have been times where I have not had to wait even 5.
I'm not nuts in a row.
No, I'm not gonna lie to you. I have stayed in before.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've never done that.
What do you mean? Oh yeah, for sure. That's not normal.
So refractory
He's busting
period.
it out without even touching himself. Just
Well,
with his
that no,
mind.
no, no,
Wait,
no.
do you
That
know
was
what I'm-
dur-
do you
that
know
was
what
during,
I'm saying?
Yes, that was during my heroin withdrawals. That's.
But you know what
different.
I'm saying, right? Like you nut
yeah,
and
yeah.
you are able to stay
It's like,
hard.
you
and
get away from me.
Yeah, for sure.
you,
But
it's-
that's not like.
that's not normal.
Oh, okay.
It's not normal. I mean, you have it right here on the screen. An 18-year-old male has a refractory period of about 15 minutes, while those in their 70s take 20 hours. Although rare, some males exhibit no refractory period, to your point, or a period lasting less than 10 seconds. Dude, every guy out there who's watching this, with
need a
the
break.
exception of few, you take a piss, you squirt out the remainders, you look in the mirror, you smack yourself in the face a few times, you drink a cold water.
My
You know what I'm saying?
my
Yeah.
dad described after his vasectomy. He said, "I might be firing blanks, but I'm quick on the reload."
Oh my god.
Does it affect anything?
That's epic.
It was just a good.
Yeah, he was proud of his refractory period being.
Oh my god. I wish
We
I
all
never
got to
heard
find
that.
something to be proud of. dude,
But like,
you know?
but I have to be like really attracted to somebody to be able to like
to
pull
do
that, to pull that
for
off.
sure.
Like,
and
yeah.
that's why, and that's like, oh, man, dude, that's like where I'm at with my current. It's just like, damn, dude, like like we've had like little like breaks, you know, which you know are. My sister had breaks in her relationship. They're married now and have the best relationship ever. There's a lot of couples out there who have kind of had those little falter points. But dude, whenever I get on the breaks and everybody's like, let's go, bro, time to go. Like, go handle everything that you've been waiting to handle for the past 3 months or 6 months or whatever since you guys. I'm like, bro, I don't want to.
Yeah. I understand
Yeah.
that.
I don't want to, bro. Like, I just want to have sex with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Bro.
My girl
Does that
and
make
I-
me weird?
No.
My
Oh,
girl
you're
and I
more
have had
mature.
no
Yeah.
breaks.
Yeah, no.
We've had no breaks for over 7 years.
I would assume that is the generally believed healthy route to a successful. I'm not saying that it's rare. Some of these rocky relationships, but it does happen. Some people need that learning lesson. They need to come back to the table, with a new mindset, but you know, I also don't want to give anybody out there watching this who's like in that period of like, should I go, should I stay? Don't listen to me.
Yeah, like that Tony Robbins documentary where he's like, someone in the audience, okay, take your phone out, break up with your boyfriend, like,
Yeah.
just putting all this crazy pressure, and we're done.
Just
like,
doing it in front of 20,000 people.
Yeah.
super.
Yeah, I'm not giving anybody advice out there because I shouldn't be giving anybody advice. Not on relationships. On other
Yeah.
stuff. On burgers. That's
Yeah.
that's my main thing right now is burgers.
Phone and porn stars.
Yeah,
No,
dude.
burgers.
Oh, burgers.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, his night shift is turning into a food vlog.
Well, and then now it's 1010burger.com. It's actually spawned a brand. So I have my first truck here in LA right now.
Oh, shit.
There's brick and
You and
mortars
Jelly
opening.
Roll.
Yep, that's right. Yep. It is the best burger. I swear to you, it's one of the best burgers on the planet.
Where can we
it's
get
a
it?
double smash. There's a truck here in LA right now. That's kind of.
Of course.
My girlfriend. Fuck.
oh, that was your chick?
Yeah, eating my burger. Yeah.
Wow.
So like we kind of go all over the place and but there are new. I don't know when this comes out. Probably weeks from now or tomorrow or something.
It's either this Thursday or next Thursday.
All right, so show them those dates. Like it's around. Go to 1010burger.com and it'll be in a state near you. This thing. Listen, everybody who watches the night shift knows I'm obsessed with burgers. I've rated every burger on the planet. This is not like some thing where I was like, let's do a burger. Like if you're whatever city you're watching this from, I've been to your city. I've ate your best burger. I've been eating burgers in Qatar, Greece, Spain, everywhere over the world to create what I consider to be, you know, the best double smash burger on the planet. and it's coming to a place near you soon.
Good shit, dude.
Yeah, dog. That makes me hungry, man.
We technically could. Oh, it's closed today.
Yeah, I don't eat meat.
You're not eating red meat, right?
I'm a seafood guy. Only seafood.
What's your go-to seafood?
Shrimp, tuna.
What about you? Like fish?
Sure.
It cooperates with your intestines.
Fish does.
Yeah, I've been eating a lot too lately because, dude, getting old is so weird, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, remember when you could just fucking devour like
Yeah.
subs and hash rounds and like weird shit and like.
Now we worry about cholesterol and blood pressure.
Mine's high. Mine are both pretty kind of high.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, dude. Well, fucking A, man.
I don't even know what to say. Dude, it's always a weird show with me. I hope somebody grabs some value from it. And
I
really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
me too. Of course.
Thank you.
It was
Thank you.
I thought it
fantastic.
was great. When you go to Nashville for that thing, maybe let's link up.
I would love to. Whatever. I could bike for sure. I'm a huge cycle
Cool,
guy.
man. Yeah, dude.
Sauna, cold plunge.
I got the sauna. I
do
got the
both.
cold plunge.
Do all of it.
I've got this. I've got this little skate half pipe, this little mini ramp.
Not going on it. I will not. I will not go on it, dude.
But there's but hanging from the middle of the barn that it's in is a big thing, like a big like strap coming down with gymnastics rings.
Shut up.
So like, it's like a pendulum where it goes back and forth. So the whole time you hold these rings, like you have absolute impunity. If you fall, like you're.
But it's based on your ability to catch yourself with your hands.
You're holding them the whole time.
You're holding on to it. Do you have a
You're-
photo of it?
Yeah, can you bring up?
I'm sure it's in your text messages
It's
from
in
somewhere.
it's on my Instagram. Yeah.
So are you attached to it, or you're just holding on with your
You
hands?
just hold on to it.
Okay. That. Look at what we have to go through to get there. It's just insanity, dude. Oh wow, wow.
You see, like right here, I'm just holding it, and then
But what if you slip or
yeah,
Catch yourself.
That's insane, dude. Can I tell you? I grew up BMX, and there was always a hierarchy. And I was at Woodward in 1996. Woodward, PA, OG, Ken and Harkin, Mira, all of them, like teaching me how to drop in. And there always was a hierarchy, and I'm gonna just be honest, skateboarders were always the coolest. They were always the coolest, and of course we all know who's the lowest.
People on razors.
I don't know if they might even be above it. The
Or rollerbladers.
Fruit booters.
See,
Remember fruit booters, dude?
Sure. Okay, there's gonna be yeah, see, you just hold on to them, and then if you fall, you're holding on to it.
And it's a micro, so it's not like you're falling on vert.
yeah,
Where like you're gonna really get screwed up. I would do that. I would happily do that, dude.
yeah, it's fun, man. We got a whole ranch, and now that my background check appeal turned over my rejection. Now it's gun range time, dude. So every visitor to the
place?
ranch just gets blasted.
Have you had a
Pop, 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 pop.
have you used an AR like before?
My neighbor brought over a bunch of guns, and we shot them all.
It's incredible. I feel so bad for what I said to the girl that brings her guns to college classes with her, but I just
Hey, you changed your views.
bro, in certain ways, but damn, I love that platform, dude. I did a Navy SEAL thing where we got to do live downfield action with it, where you're actually able to move vertically downrange, which most places it's a huge no-no.
For sure.
So with targets on both sides, AR plus handgun combo. So just expend a clip,
John
drop
Wick
it over
shit.
your shoulder, pull your handgun at your sidearm out. Really long range smoke bombs. Concussion grenades, like
So
it was
sick.
insane, dude, and got to do it in the rain with shit on fire, night
Yeah.
vision, and what I realized was that platform is incredible. It's an incredible.
Shoots so smooth.
but just don't.
Yeah, dude, we'll skate. We get hot in the sauna. We do the cold plunge. I got a mile-long trail that goes to the woods for like killer hikes. Yeah, it's not too much
He's
of a
living the
hike.
dream. Oh, you can't hike.
Yeah, it's not.
I could bike with you if you
All
want,
right.
or I'll go on your cold plunge.
All
But
right.
I appreciate you having me on, bro, and I'm happy that we were able to do
Yeah,
this.
let's tell everybody again that this epic book, The Fifth Vital, get it on Amazon's the best place to go.
Amazon, unless you want to listen to me read it, then you could listen on Audible to my voice to 7.5 hours if you want to listen to it. But I mean, yeah, the reviews are obviously pretty insane on it, and
Yeah,
it's quite the harrowing read.
yeah, dude. The Fifth Vital.
Yeah,
Grab
I
that
look
shit,
forward to
dude.
getting
Thank
into
you
that.
so much,
Thanks,
brother.
brother.
This was
Appreciate.
epic.
Thank you guys for the therapy session.
No, thank you for
guys. It
opening
honestly
up.
felt like it, bro, and I hope hopefully it helps somebody out there. I love you guys.
And there you have it, folks. Mike Majlak, a very likable guy. And we were talking about doing that episode a bunch before it happened. I'm just glad that it did, man. I really enjoyed it. And I'm even more glad that you're still here at the very end, my wonderful street team. You know why I call it the street team is because in the beginning, I would ask you guys to go ahead and post a screenshot of the episode or of the podcast, and post it with the guest tagged so that they could see that you watched it or listened to it and that you enjoyed it, and give them some love. I would love for you to do that to show Mike Majlak that you enjoyed this episode, and I want you to know that I love you so very much, and I hope I get to see you on my Super Dummy tour. Yeah, dude, get your tickets, man. It's a wild-ass show. I love you guys.